Donald Trump just had an absolute meltdown during an interview with Kristin Walker of Meet the Press, and then he abruptly took off his microphone and ran away. He also touched Kristin Walker very awkwardly. Let me show you what just went down moments ago as she was asking some pretty basic questions about his catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran. The pressure was just too much for Donald Trump, and he ran away. Here, watch this.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
really.
Let's
well,
continue.
You play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about, I want to talk about Todd
You
Blanche.
have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
Your
about...
Your elections in this country, we're like a third world country.
But, sir,
your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr.
A country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
I mean, that's not the temperament of anybody who should be anywhere near a position of leadership. Just think about that. That's how he's behaving every day in the White House. That's why I keep saying he's panicking and he's running away. You saw it right there. Then Donald Trump gets angry because he felt that he was being interrupted with his microphone. Here, watch this. This took place before he ran away. Here, play this clip.
I was in Iowa and the prices were $1.85 a gallon. $1.91 a gallon. What?
This time, it wasn't the rain, but an audio issue that forced us to pause the interview again.
Then let me show you what went down right before Donald Trump stormed off. You can see how this meltdown developed. I mean, he is way too emotional to be in this position or anywhere near this position that he has. Here, play this clip.
Crooked press. People like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office, what they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
Just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk about Todd Blanche.
There's tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election. And it's happening again right now in California.
You've never presented evidence.
It's happening right now in California. Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
It's
the
4 days.
The Republicans are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it.
That's how they count the votes.
You know why they're doing
that?
Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
all
that?
I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Well, you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this rap. You know that these
Then throughout the interview, Kristin Walker was asking him some pretty basic questions about this catastrophic war in Iran. And then Donald Trump would be like, Iran's going to blow you up with nuclear weapons. Meet the Press is going to get hit with nukes. Meet the Press is going to get hit with nukes? What are you talking about? Your own intelligence community said that Iran didn't have the nuclear capabilities when you and Netanyahu invaded. Now you're saying they're going to nuke Meet the Press? Here, play this clip.
And the threat is largely over. Soon it will be over. But you cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon, or they will blow you up. There will be no Kristin. There will be no NBC. There will be no Meet the Press. You will end the Meet the Press string.
Let me ask you, though.
Then Donald Trump is asked about his promise that he would not have America get into new wars. And Trump goes, I don't promise that. I don't promise anything. I've never made promises about nothing. Okay, here, play this clip.
So when you say I promised, I didn't promise anything. I don't like these endless wars. This is not an endless war. We've been doing this for 3 months. Much of it has been under the form, a pretty good form of ceasefire. The blockade has been amazing. Our Navy is amazing. Our military is the best in the world. Hey, we took over a very powerful country, Venezuela, a lot of soldiers, big, strong military. We took over Venezuela in a matter of minutes. We destroyed the capability of Iran in a matter of days. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Now I'm going to finish it. But remember, you were in Vietnam.
And then he goes, the reason I won the election is that I have good judgment. I'm a good judgment person. I know how to close deals. And if they don't do the deal with me, I'm going to blow them the hell up. This guy, I mean, he's always unhinged. This is as unhinged as we've ever seen him before. And that's saying something, folks. Here, play this clip.
Make a judgment. Do I want to go along and have a country that's doing really well, but somebody is going to try and kill us? Or do I want to put out that horrible threat? And I did. I put it out. I put it out for many, many years. Now I'm going to put it out permanently. I'm going to do it either through negotiation, where we're very close to a deal, or
And then Kristin Walker says, okay, you keep talking about deals. Do you wish you would have made a deal during your first term after you ripped up Obama's deal? Okay, easy to destroy a deal. Difficult to make one. You say you're a deal maker. Why didn't you make one during your first term? He's like, listen, you want to know why? It takes a long time to do deals. Okay, well, you had your entire first term, okay? And then you had, right now, you had 2 years to do a deal right now. And you decided to invade. You did Operation Midnight Hammer, or whatever the hell you called it, where you said their nuclear material was obliterated. Wait, here, play this clip.
President, you promised that you were going to negotiate a better deal. Do you wish you'd done it in your first term when you ripped it up before you ripped up the deal?
No, they weren't ready. No, this is much better. This is much better. If I would have done it in my first term, Israel wouldn't have been ready. Hear that sound of thunder, lightning,
Is that going to interrupt, guys?
No.
Okay.
People will.
More from Kristin Walker right here about pressing him. You said you would have a new deal after you ripped up Obama's. You claim you're the best negotiator. So where is it? And I think this is what was really getting under his skin, because she was saying you're not a good deal maker without saying it. But just asking him, where's your deal? By the way, where's any of your deals? Where are your trade deals? Where are the 90 deals in 90 days that you promised? Where's one deal in writing? Is there any deal? No, because he's a liar and he's a fraud. Here, play this clip.
A nuclear weapon 5 years ago.
But Mr. President, I'm curious, because when you were campaigning, you said you would rip up the Iran nuclear deal, but negotiate a better deal. Why didn't you negotiate a better deal at the time? Because after it was ripped up, there weren't guardrails, and they escalated their production of enriched uranium.
Excuse me. It takes years to do these things. These people have been fighting for 47 years. They've been killing Americans. They've been taking off their legs and their arm, and their faces have been hurt so badly and so horribly. I'm moving very fast. I'm into 3 months. You know, Vietnam lasted 19 years. I'm into my 3rd month, and all I do is say, whoa, when are you going to win? If I were a Democrat, nobody would be talking that way, but it doesn't matter to me. I've gotten so used to it. Look.
Then he goes and he praises the Ayatollah, and he's like, the Ayatollah is a very strong, powerful man. Much respect, much respect. I mean, we are literally watching Donald Trump just decompose, like watching a lunatic right now. Okay, so you love the Ayatollah now. After saying you're going to blow him the hell up, you realize that the whole world just recognizes that you're an absolute psychopath. Here, play this clip.
But no, I think that we'll either have something done fairly quickly, or we'll finish it out militarily.
Are you talking about the son of the supreme
he's
leader?
A part of it, yes.
He has not been seen in public. What is his status? Have you talked to him directly?
I do believe they have great respect for him. I see it. I mean, they want to get his concurrence. They've said to me, they've said to others that they're looking for approval, and he is part of the approval process, absolutely.
Have you spoken to him directly? You said you want to meet with him.
No, I have not. I would if he'd like to, but I have not spoken to him directly.
Do you know where he is?
I will tell you, they do.
How he is?
Yeah. They do pay homage to him. I would tell you if they didn't. They seem to, based on what I see, they seem to respect him a great deal.
Do you know where he is? Do you know how he is doing physically?
I don't want to say whether or not I know where he is, but there's a good probability that I do.
Is he inside Iran?
I'd rather not say that.
Okay, he is the son of...
Is the game plan to do what you did with Kim Jong-un of North Korea? Send him love letters, you're respected, you're beloved, you're an amazing guy. Okay, well, want to see what North Korea was doing today while Donald Trump was doing that interview? North Korean state media published this. A new report on Kim Jong-un inspecting a local defense plant and its fulfillment of ballistic missile production plans for the first half of 2026. The current scale of his Hwasong-11 ballistic missile production is huge, and they keep bragging about their nuclear weapons every day. The whole world sees Donald Trump's weakness. Donald Trump claimed, we got a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. Donald Trump is viewed as the weakest person, and Netanyahu continues to pull the United States back into open hostilities with Iran. Moments ago, we learned that there were targeted assassinations by Israel in Beirut's Daya district. And Iran said this before, you attack Beirut, that's our bright line. We will then be attacking Israel, to which Israel will then ramp up attacks on Lebanon and Iran. And then the open hostilities begin. This is exactly what Netanyahu was trying to do when he was invading Tyre and Sur and all these other areas and escalating after the initial ceasefire was announced, unilaterally, I might add, by Donald Trump, whatever it was, a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. And here we're seeing the images right here. Israel has just launched airstrikes on Hezbollah targets in Beirut, acting on direct orders from Netanyahu per IDF. Iran has warned it will directly strike Israel if Netanyahu carried out this exact strike. We're now hearing from Iran's parliament, I might add. One of Iranian parliament members says, we will deliver a decisive and painful response to the Zionist regime's attack on Daya. These rabid dogs must be disciplined and put back in their place. Look at the sky over the occupied lands tonight. Expect Iranian strikes in Israel. Expect Israel to retaliate against Iran. And it looks like full-fledged war is back because we're looking at Donald Trump's absolute weakness right there and being dragged into this war by Netanyahu also to cover up the Epstein files, which nobody wants us to talk about right now. I mean, I was looking this morning at this article from Ground News. Nancy Mace knows her Epstein vote screwed her. And I was just looking at the media distribution of who's even covering this. And I should note that coverage is down generally on Trump's cover-up of the Epstein files, except here on the MeidasTouch network, where I'm bringing it up now just to make sure you all know about it. But like very few, when I look at the data and analyze it here, right-wing media sources at all cover anything Epstein. Just a full-fledged kind of cover-up by Donald Trump's propaganda media. By the way, it's why this morning and all mornings when I do my research, I use Ground News. It's an app that pulls in thousands of articles from around the world and organize them by story to show you how the left, how the center, how the right are framing stories differently. For every story, the color-coded layout makes it easy to see political bias of each source. I can filter for high factuality sources and see which sources are independently owned or owned by large media conglomerates with corporate issues and corporate interests. So for example, I just looked at this Epstein story and saw very little right-wing media was covering it. Ground News has this dedicated blind spot feed that I find important when I program to make sure I don't have blind spots in how I'm doing my coverage for you. I believe in Ground News so much, we're going to be offering you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I use for my research. Just go click the link in the description or go to ground.news/MTN or scan the QR code up here. It's one of the biggest discounts they've ever offered. If you want to support the channel and get a clearer understanding of the world, try out Ground News. Go to ground.news/MTN or scan the the QR code up here. Now back to Donald Trump's interview with Kristin Walker right here. Kristin Walker said, okay, will any deal with Iran include the release of Americans who may still be held by Iran right now? Is it going to include that? And then Donald Trump's like, yeah, no one knows the list. We don't have the list. There's no list. Did you ask for the list? Is that part of your knowledge set? Would you like to know that answer? Here, play this clip.
Will any deal you make include the release of Americans who are being held by Iran?
Well, we talk about it and we'll see. Nobody really has an accurate list of who they are, what they are, or if they're being held. But if they're, we've been talking about it. Nobody really has a list. You know that, right? You know, you're asking me about, nobody has a list.
But are you demanding a list? Are you demanding to know and saying they've got to come home?
You're supposed to give me the list. I mean, do you know people that we're talking about? If you give me the names, I'll do my best to get them out.
I don't think that's been reported.
Huh?
I don't think it's all of the people who've been held.
All I'm saying is this. No. If you have a list of names, give them to me and I will get them out.
But is it something you talk to them about?
We talk about people if they have them, but nobody knows who they are. Just like you don't know who they are.
You have
more Donald Trump praising the Ayatollah. Let's play it.
Okay, he is the son of the last supreme leader, who was obviously a hardliner. Is this younger Khomeini any better for the United States than his father was?
Younger, I think more rational, injured. He's pretty badly injured. So there's a certain bravery there. A lot of people, if they were injured that badly, they wouldn't be talking about, how we doing with the United States. They'd have other things on their mind. So there's a certain bravery there. But he is very seriously injured, yeah.
And then Kristin Walker's like, okay, well, what about, if you're saying we're not at war, everything's great, would you consider bringing back some of the 50,000 troops that you sent to the Middle East then? Why don't you bring the troops home? It costs me very little to keep them there. And we may use them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Here, play this clip.
He's ever even envisioned. I think we're doing a great job.
But so are you saying you would consider sending some of the troops home, sir? Some of the 50,000 troops who were sent there as a part of Operation at the Curie?
It costs us very little to keep them there. I don't consider them in danger. We have the best defense anyone's ever seen. We have the best offense anyone's ever seen. So I don't consider it danger. I would say it would be foolhardy to do that because maybe we may use them. It's unlikely, but I think we'll keep them there until such time as we have a completion. And when we have a completion, you will see things like you've never seen. The oil will go down.
Kristin Walker says, all right, let's talk farmers. You spoke in Wisconsin recently. 70% of farmers say they can't afford fertilizer at all. What do you say? What do you say to them? Here, play this clip.
Gas is up. Diesel is up.
It's all coming down as soon as the war's over.
Well, 70% of farmers say they can't afford fertilizer. What's your message?
The farmers are doing very well.
Let me ask you, what is your message to farmers, many who support you, but who say they're struggling? Who say they're struggling?
Because there's nobody been better to farmers. You know, I gave farmers last term $28 billion because China took advantage and other people. And you know who paid for it? China.
And then finally, let me just show you one last time Donald Trump storming off at the end and how utterly bizarre that was. I'll show this to you. Let's play it one more time.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what? A country can never be great with a dishonest press.
Listen, we traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think about this all. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thank you all so much for watching. New Meidas merch drop. Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more. All at store.meidastouch.com.